Welcome, Arun sir.
Good morning, ji. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. So, sir, we are live on YouTube,
Okay.
and you may start sharply at 11 o'clock. Okay. Meanwhile, you may pause the screen or something.
Okay.
Okay.
Good morning, sir. This is Shipra.
Good morning.
Hi. If you want to share your screen, you may, if you want to check screen sharing in case you are sharing the screen. Yeah, cool. This is visible.
Okay.
Perfect.
So we'll start at 11, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Thank you.
I think we can begin, sir, with your permission.
Atti sir, are you there? Arun sir?
You might just want to call him Ashish, sir.
Okay, okay.
So we can begin with the session. Okay. So good morning, everyone, and welcome to the first series of this weekly webinar series conducted by the Teaching Learning Center of Ramanujan College under the aegis of much coveted scheme of Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya National Mission on Teachers and Teaching, sponsored by the Ministry of Education, erstwhile Ministry of Human Resource Development. So for the very first webinar in this weekly series, the topic for our webinar is UGC's Advancement Scheme, CAS, for faculty in higher education. We have a keynote speaker, Dr. Arun Kumar Atri, on behalf of Ramanujan College, organizing team, Teaching Learning Center. We welcome you, sir, for this webinar. Dr. Arun Kumar Atri is currently associated with the Department of Commerce, Shahid Bhagat Singh College, University of Delhi. He earned his doctorate from the Delhi School of Economics, Department of Commerce, University of Delhi, and was awarded his degree in law from Faculty of Law, University of Delhi. He has also authored a book, Auditing Made Easy, for students at graduate level and also for those who are preparing for competitive exams. Apart from the many national and international publications to his name, Dr. Atri also wears many administrative hats. Not only did he become the member of Academic Council of University of Delhi in 2019, by independently contesting, also winning the elections, he is the only elected AC member in the Standing Committee of University of Delhi for the year 2021. Besides all of his academic duties, which he preferred over the PCS examination, which he cleared, Dr. Atri is also an anti-corruption crusader and an RTI activist. He has filed more than 100 RTIs and has been successful in exposing the corruption in various government departments and redressing the grievances of general public. Dr. Atri is also the public information officer of his institution, of his college. He has a vast experience of admissions in his college by working in the capacity of chief coordinator as well as deputy chief coordinator for admissions for about 6 years now, from 2013 to 18. As the chief coordinator for admissions, Dr. Atri busted the fake admission racket and cancelled 36 admissions, got the touts arrested in 2014. Thereafter, he revamped the entire admission process to make it more transparent, effective, and efficient, and took a lot of measures, some of which are adopted by the university at present. So it is quite interesting, your bio, and it is an honor to have you with us, sir. So may I please request you to take over the session and deliver your lecture.
Thank you, Shipraji, and thank you, Ashish ji, and everyone at Ramanujan College Teaching Learning Center. I'm really thankful to you for giving me an opportunity. To enlighten the teachers about this career advancement scheme, UGC's career advancement scheme, which came on 18th July 2018. There are very pertinent issues and which creates a lot of confusion among the teaching fraternity regarding which options to choose. If we have not completed PhD, so whether we will be able to take a benefit of career advancement scheme 2010 even after 18 July 2018 or not. There are many issues that we are going to discuss. So I congratulate you that you are organizing such webinars, which are really in the interest of teachers, not only in Delhi University, but across the states. So let's begin with the presentation. I would start sharing my screen. You just tell me whether I'm able to. So are you able to
Yes, sir. We can see your screen.
Okay. So as you all know that the career advancement scheme is, a part of UGC regulations 2018. We need to understand whenever we talk about CAS or whenever we say UGC regulations are comprehensive regulations which cover not only the promotion aspect, career advancement aspect, but recruitment, leaves, and so many aspects. So career advancement scheme is one part of UGC regulations. So on 18th July 2018, UGC regulations 2018 were notified and they came into effect from that date only. But it contains many provisions. So today here we are only supposed to discuss that part of UGC regulation, that is career advancement scheme. So we know that career advancement scheme in as per UGC regulations 2018 contains so many things. Now what we are going to discuss that basically it gives an options to the teachers, but the option is what kind of option it is and for whom the option is, what eligibility we need under CAS 2010 or 18, what relaxations has been given under UGC regulations, which option is beneficial, and the important part that whether the ad hoc, temporary or contractual service can be counted in under CAS 2010 or under 2018, and many more issues are there like pro rata, publication clause that has been there, which people have not paid attention to that, and many screening committees, IQACs have not paid attention to that. That if the promotion has been the first promotion of the teacher has been given before 30th June 2010, then the pro rata clause shall apply. So we'll discuss that also, right? So this is what we understand, that what is the difference between CAS 2018, CAS 2010 and UGC regulations 2018. So I told you that UGC regulations 2018 are the comprehensive regulations and CAS 2018 is the part of that. We know that CAS 2010 originally came under UGC regulations 2010, which was effective from 30th June 2010. And CAS 2018 obviously came under the UGC regulations 2018, which was notified on 18 July 2018 and came into force from that date. Now, the problem was that many promotions were pending under CAS 2010. So this CAS 2018, the UGC regulations 2018 basically gave the options to the teachers to opt for CAS 2010 also. Okay, you need to understand that from the date of notification, when these regulations come into force, so those regulations shall govern the career advancement scheme from that date. So it means that it appears that after 18 July 2018, only CAS 2018 scheme shall apply. But for the beneficial, for the benefit of the teachers, some relaxations has been given, and this relaxation includes the option. What option? The option for opting CAS 2010 as well. So it means that there was a problem regarding the API scores in CAS 2010. There were many other problems which were there. So this CAS 2010 API has been relaxed in UGC regulations 2018. It means if you go by UGC regulation 2018, you can opt CAS 2010 with some relaxation. So we'll discuss that also. Now, this is the option which is available for promotions due before and after 18 July 2018. The promotions which are due on or after 2018 means 18 July 2018. 18 July 2018 date is critical because on this date, UGC regulations 2018 were notified. So if promotions are due on or after this date, then the option is you have to carefully see what is the difference. You have to opt for CAS 2010. You have an option to opt for CAS 2010 up to 17th July 2021, apart from CAS 2018. So CAS 2018 is a right. After 18 July 2018, opting for CAS 2018 is your right. But you are also given an option to opt for CAS 2010. And this option is being given up to 17th July 2021. Now, for promotions which are due before 18 July 2018, that is in pending cases. They will be considered as pending cases. So you have to opt for CAS 2000. Now the option is, देखिए, prior to 18 July 2018, CAS 2010 was applied. So it means that now in those cases, you get an option to opt for CAS 2018 apart from CAS 2010. But here it is giving you the relaxation in API. We'll see that what computation relaxation is not in the computation. Relaxation is given in category 1. There were 3 categories in career advancement scheme 2010. One was category 1, that was teaching learning. Category 2, which was regarding administrative responsibilities, corporate life and all that. And category 3, research publications and academic contributions. So regarding that, category 1 was totally exempted. Now it means that even if you are opting CAS 2010 for pending cases, or after 18 July 2018, you need not to have any computation of category 1. Category 1 is exempted. It means your assessment will not be done on the basis of category 1, which was there earlier in the career advancement scheme 2010. So if you go for the promotion form, if you fill the performance based appraisal PBS form, system form, PBS form of CAS 2010, you may find those scores mentioned there, but you need to leave it blank. You need not to fill them because category 1 is exempt. Now category 2, there was an individual score requirement. Another relaxation which has been given under this is that there is need not to have any individual scores in category 2 and category 3. Earlier, there was requirement of individual scores in category 2 and 3. Now there is no such requirement, and category 2 and 3 they are being clubbed, and the collective score, the combined score has to be seen. Now there has been a problem in UGC regulation 2018. There was a typing error. Now in that error, what was the problem? The problem was that the text mentions that there will be no individual requirement of scores in category 2 and 3, and only the combined score would be required. But when we see the table, this table mentions only category 3 score. That is for first promotion, it says 20 assessment period, 50 for the second, and 45 for the associate professor. Now this was supposed to be the combined score, but inadvertently it was printed as academic category 3 academic contribution, research and academic contribution in the table. Universities like Delhi University, when they adopted in the EC, they made the correction. But they said that we are making the correction because it appears it has to be like this. They sought clarification from the UGC, which is pending till date. As a result, when the SOPs were issued by University of Delhi on 5th November, they mentioned this thing that now we can process the promotions under CAS 2010, but we will not give the relaxation in the combined score. They are saying that we agree that there is no individual category requirement, individual score requirement in category 1. So as mentioned in UGC regulation, there is no doubt over it. So category 1 would not be seen. There would be no individual requirement in category 2 and category 3. So we'll leave that also. The only issue was the combined score in category 2 and 3. So this combined score of category 2 and 3, they say that we would consider only the combined score which was mentioned in the CAS 2010 4th amendment. That is 150 for the associate professor, 120 for selection grade promotion, and 90 for the first promotion if anybody is opting for CAS 2010. Largely people are opting for CAS 2010 only in case of associate professor when they have not done PhD. So we'll discuss that also. Now, what you need to understand is that quite often we are confused. We say that what are the different stages, academic levels, grade pay, there's a lot of confusing things. You need to understand the moment you enter into the service, that is considered as stage one. You never say the promotion is stage one. Stage one, first promotion is basically from stage one to stage two. You move from stage one to stage two. So you enter, your designation is assistant professor, but the scale is considered as entry level. And the academic grade pay is 6,000 AGP. And academic level, as per 7th Pay Commission, it is considered as academic level 10. Second stage is considered when you get first promotion. So you move from stage 1 to stage 2 when you get first promotion. And that promotion is from entry level to senior scale. Your designation changes only to assistant professor senior scale. And you move from 6,000 AGP to 7,000 AGP. And the academic level that is being considered as 11. When you move into stage 2, you move into academic level 11. Stage 3. Stage 3 is the selection grade, assistant professor selection grade. So moving from stage 1 to stage 2 gives you first promotion. Moving from stage 2 to stage 3 gives you second promotion, that you are moving from 7,000 AGP to 8,000 AGP, and from academic level 11 to academic level 12. Stage 4 is basically the stage of associate professor. So your designation changes from assistant professor selection grade to associate professor when you are promoted from stage 3 through stage 4, or we usually say 8,000 to 9,000. So we are moving from 8,000 to 9,000, and the academic level is 13A. So there is no 13, 13A is the associate professor academic level. And then the stage 5, that is professor. You move from associate professor to professor. I am talking about professor only. I am not talking about the senior professor. That is exceptional cases. It is not. It is usually, not available in the colleges. It is only in the university. So that is from 9,000 to 10,000 AGP, or you move from academic level 13A to academic level 14. So this is the designation stages and academic levels. Now let's see that what are the requirements if you go for the promotion. And I'm here basically taking for the college teachers, because largely the college teachers are being there. For university teachers, the PhD becomes the compulsion. Now let's have a comparison of CAS 2018 and CAS 2010 under UGC regulations. 2018, what options have been there, and how what difference the person will be seeing. For first promotion, now when I'm saying first promotion, it means I'm talking about you're moving from stage 1 to stage 2. So in CAS 2018, if you opt for CAS 2018 and you go for first promotion, that is from assistant professor to senior assistant professor, or academic level 10 to 11, or pre-revised 6,000 to 7,000 AGP, you require 4/5/6 years of service with PhD, MPhil, and post-graduation respectively. Now, what does it mean? It means that 4 years service requirement would be there with PhD. 5 years service requirement will be there for MPhil, and 6 years service requirement will be with the post-graduation. Now, many colleges, many principals, or the administrative machinery which process the applications of promotion, they have this confusion. Now, imagine somebody completes 4 years of service, and after 4 years, suppose 4 year 3 months, he acquires PhD degree after 4 year and 3 months of completion of service. So in that case, many principals or many colleges have done, they are saying that no, 4 years of service and PhD. Now, since you have not done your PhD within 4 years, this will not apply. You will move to now 6 years. It is not the case. UGC has given the clarification regarding it, and it simply says 4 years of service with PhD. Now, these are two conditions. Okay, on which date you have fulfilled these two conditions? 4 years of service and PhD. So suppose 4 years of service has been completed, and after 4 months or 5 months or 6 months, the person acquires the PhD. So he will become eligible, or she will become eligible on that date. That is 4.5 years. Suppose 6 months he has taken to complete the PhD, or he has acquired the PhD after 4 years and 6 months. So his date of eligibility would become that after 4 years and 6 months. Not, he will not be taken to 6 years. Same thing applies to 5 years and 6 years. With if it crosses in 6 years, so anyway you have to get it. 6 years anyway you have to get it, whether you are MPhil, whether you have done MPhil or not, or we have done PhD or not. So if anybody who has done SD, PhD, MPhil after 6 years, then he will get the promotion in the 6 years. Apart from that, the requirement is 1 orientation and 1 refresher course or 2 FDPs of at least 1 week duration. So 2 FDPs of at least 1 week duration, or MOOCs, etc. Now, this is the eligibility requirement. Now, what is the promotion criteria? When you will be promoted? A teacher shall be promoted if he gets satisfactory or good grade in annual performance assessment reports or appraisal reports, which are popularly known as APARs. So if APARs give you good or satisfactory grade of how many period? Of at least 3/4/5. Now, why it is being mentioned like this? If your assessment period is 4 years, that is you have done PhD, so in 4 years, so you need to attach 3 APARs. You need to attach 4 APARs, but out of those 4 APARs, you must have at least satisfactory or good in 3. So if one is bad or one is poor, then also you will be given promotion. Same thing, if you are MPhil, then 4 out of 5. And if you are PG, post-graduation only, no MPhil, no PhD, then 5, at least in 5 APARs out of 6, you must have the good or satisfactory grade. Now, remember here, there is no selection committee in this. It is only screening. Now, what is that screening cum evaluation committee? It simply says, whatever claims the teacher has, given, that I have done this, I have participated in these activities and that, this committee can only verify that claim. No interview is conducted of the candidate. So candidate cannot be, the promotion cannot be rejected on the basis of the performance. You cannot call for the interview. You cannot say that the person has been interviewed and he has not been found suitable. No, you can't do that. You have to only verify the claims that has been made by the teacher regarding his eligibility criteria and the activities and the APAR that he has submitted. Now, in CAS 2010, there is no such difference. The only difference is the promotion criteria. The service conditions remain same, 4-5 years with PhD, MPhil and PG respectively, 1 orientation, 1 refresher course as usual. And the only thing is that now it is, the API score has been relaxed. As I told you that no individual requirement is there in category 1 score. Category 2, 3, the combined score has to be seen. Though it mentions 20, the table mentions 20, but as per the SOPs issued by University of Delhi, this relaxation in combined score is not being given as of now till the clarification comes from the UGC, though they have adopted in Executive Council. So that score will not be 20 till then, it will be 90 for the first promotion. And same the screening committee is being there. Now, for second promotion that we talk about, from senior assistant professor to selection grade, or we move from academic level 11 to academic level 12, or pre-revised 7,000 to 8,000. Now, what is the service condition requirement? 5 years in academic level 11. This is the clause which is problematic. This clause, that 5 years in academic level 11, makes the excess experience inoperational. If somebody is having 7 years or 8 years of ad hoc service, it stucks because he moves, he gets the promotion when he joins from the date of joining, and his past experience, 7 years, becomes inoperative, useless, because this condition says that you have to be 5 years in academic level 11. So we cannot count that promotion, that time period. as per this clause. So, as an MPS, there was a condition that this can be relaxed if the candidate has 9 years with PhD, total experience of 9 years with PhD, 10 years with MPhil, and 11 years with PG. So if that is there, then it can be considered. Then the entire service can be considered. But this has not been there in CAS 2010 and 18 as well. Two refresher courses. So although in MPS also they are not counting the ad hoc experience more than of that first promotion. After that they are not counting as given in the SOPs. So don't get confused with that. Here in CAS 2018, the promotion criteria for the second is the same, that you need to get the satisfactory or good grade in the APARs of at least 4 APARs out of 5 years, because 5 years is the assessment period now. It is for everyone, whether anybody has done PhD or MPhil or done or not, it doesn't matter. PhD MPhil matters only in the first stage of promotion, not in the second. So now the difference that you can see in CAS 2010 and 18 here is that in CAS 2018 you require 2 refreshers and 2 FDPs of at least 2 weeks duration or MOOCs. In CAS 2010 you need only 1 refresher for this second stage or second promotion. From stage 2 to stage 3 you need only 1 refresher or 1 FDP. Now FDP, 1 week FDP, you would require 2 such FDPs. So 14 days or 10 days or 2 weeks FDP is equivalent to 2 FDPs of 1 week or 5 days each. So here, though the CAS 2010 does not mention MOOCs, but see, I have written MOOCs here because UGC has come out with a letter which says that MOOCs are equivalent to refresher courses under CAS. And whenever they mention CAS, Career Advancement Scheme, it applies to both 2010 as well as 18. Now, here the promotion criteria is relaxed API score of 50, but again the clarification, till the clarification comes from the UGC, it is 120 combined score, category 2 and 3. Now we come to this important clause, third promotion from selection. Many people would be interested in knowing this third promotion from selection grade to associate professor. This is the major hurdle. Why? Because many teachers have not completed their PhD in the till the assessment period is over, or they have not done any publications and all that. So I will tell you something which can be of significant value to you, information, that in CAS 2018 for third promotion, what is the condition? The condition is you must have spent 3 years in the academic level 12. Means once you are being promoted to selection grade, after 3 years you can get the promotion to associate professor. But what do you need? You need PhD. So PhD has become mandatory to become associate professor under CAS 2018. And when it comes to refresher course, it says only 1 refresher course or FDP of at least 2 weeks, or 2 refresher or FDPs etc. of 1 week. So it means the same thing, or you must have 1 MOOC, completed MOOC. But here, now the screening committee was there for the first 2 promotions, but now here there will be no screening committee. Here it would be selection committee. Selection committee would be there, and selection committee is like would be has a discretion whether they would give you the promotion or not. And in the first 2 they don't have the discretion to reject your application of promotion or reject your candidature if you fulfill the criteria and you have submitted the documents which are required for the promotion. So they can only verify your claims and your claim is justified. It doesn't give the discretion to them to reject your promotion. But here in selection, in the associate professor, the selection committee is being there. So largely the selection committees are positive. In rare cases they may reject it, but largely by and large they are positive. If you fulfill the conditions, the promotion is being given. again here the APAR is requirement. So 3 years the assessment period. So you need two APAR, at least two APARs to be good and or satisfactory. So when I'm saying 2 out of 3, iska matlab ye nahi hai, it doesn't mean that you need to submit only 2 APAR. You have to submit 3 APARs only, or whatever the number of years of assessment period is there, you have to attach only those number of APARs, but you need to, give at least satisfactory or good in 2 out of them. Out of 3, you must have 2, or in the past, first or second promotion, whatever the number of years have been there, like 5 years, so 4, like that. So here the selection committee is there. Now the problem comes to the CAS 2010. It is advantageous to those who have not done the PhD, because CAS 2018 makes PhD mandatory. Although discussions, deliberations are going on in the UGC also, at various levels also, regarding this, that whether it has to be waived off for college teachers or not, but we have to see it whether it comes or not. We can't comment on that at this point of time, but we can only talk about what CAS 2010 is giving you the option. CAS 2010 does not require the PhD degree to get promoted to associate professor. So it requires 3 years in stage 3, that is academic level 12, as used to be in as it is there in the 2018. But this, if you don't have the PhD, but you need to have some publications. So here I would like to clarify that what do you mean by publications? It says that at least 3 publications. Now, the common sense says, what do you mean by publication? The common sense says that publications have been mentioned in the category 3 of UGC, of the Career Advancement Scheme 2010, and it mentions in category 3A and 3B. 3A, the research papers, and 3B, the books. So it means the publications, books as well as research papers should be considered for as in the category of publications. So category 3A and 3B, as per the table which has been given in CAS 2010, it mentions research papers and books. So collectively they make requirement of publications. So it means you have 2 books or even chapter in books or research papers, they should be considered as part of publications. So you need at least 3 publications. Now the question is that whether these 3 publications need to be there in the assessment period? No. It has to be in your entire service career of 12 years. We are assuming that you have taken the promotion in the 12 years, like 4 years in the first promotion, 5 years in the second, and 3 years this stage that you have now become eligible. So 12 years of service. If you have MPhil, then it becomes 13 years, and if you have PG, then it becomes 14 years in the entire service, whether you have taken, published 3 papers or books or chapter in books. However, it mentions in the case of college teachers, an exemption of 1 publication will be given to MPhil holders. So it means that if you are only MPhil, then you don't require 3 publications, you need only 2 publications. And if you are a PhD holder, logically, if anybody has a PhD degree, then he would opt for CAS 2018. But if he still wants to opt for CAS 2010, then the exemption of 2 publications would be given to him, and he would require only 1 publication. And the same 1 refresher or FDP, etc., that is being there, that is being required. Now, promotion criteria has been there that the score, the table, it mentions 45, but as per SOBs issued by University of Delhi, it is 150 till the clarification is being pending. Now, what you can see that this publication clause, I would like to tell you about this publication clause. This publication clause contains pro rata adjustment also. It says 3 years, 3 publications in last 12 years and all that. You can see for teachers who were in stage 2 on the date of notification of CAS 2010 regulations, the requirement of publications may be adjusted pro rata. For all those who entered stage 2 After the date of notification of CAS 2010 regulation, requirement of 3 publications would be available. Now see, the date of notification of CAS 2010 was 30th June 2010. They came with effect from 30th June 2010. So if anybody who has entered stage 2, means the first promotion to that teacher was given prior to 30th June 2010, then the requirement of publications would be adjusted pro rata. But if you enter stage, if you enter stage 2 or you get first promotion after the 30th June 2010, 3 publications would be required. Right? Now what is this? I will just tell you the logic behind it. Although you may not find this logic anywhere, but I will tell you this logic, why it is like that. See, this is the logic. Why the 12 years from where it comes, and why the 3 publication requirement is there. See, when a teacher enters, this is logic of 3 publications. See, when teacher enters the stage 1, assistant professor, and he moves to assistant professor stage 2, that is senior scale, it is expected that you must have 1 publication must be there. So 1 publication requirement comes there. No, it is not. It is logical. No, I'm not saying it is. You have to have the publications, in these periods only. It says that from where the 3 publication concept has come, it is expected. Although you may have the 3 publications on the same day, it doesn't matter. If you become eligible in 12 years, so ho sakta hai, on one day in this entire 12 year, you have all the 3 publications. But the logic comes from that for every stage of promotion, you must have done some work and there should be 1 publication. So 3 publication concept comes like this. Assistant professor stage 2 senior scale. Now date of notification of CAS 2010. We see the regulations is 30th June 2010. And now we have to see that whether you have entered this stage 2 before this date or after this date. So one publication is required. So 1 publication in 4 years, this another publication in 5 years, this another publication before you become associate professor. So 3 publication requirement is there. This is the logic of 3 publication. Now it says that suppose this is the cutoff date of notification of CAS 2010, and you have already entered in this date. So you are not aware about it. You are not aware about it that the publication requirement would be there. So in that case, you are not supposed to. You have to skip this date. You have to skip this date, or you have to skip this publication. So no publication requirement would be there in this case. So this would be adjusted pro rata. Pro rata ka matlab proportionately we will do it. So 3 hai, and before that date, if one you have already entered into the stage 2, so you are unaware about that, so 1 publication would not be required. But if you enter after that, you would require that publication. In fact, all the 3 publications would be required because you have entered into stage 2 after this date. So as a result, what would be the total number of publications? Let's see it. That if a college teacher has entered stage 2 before 30th June 2010 and he is done PhD, he is PhD. So basically he would not practically he would not opt for CAS 2010. Obviously he would go for 2018 as it is much simpler. But still, if he wants to opt for PhD, what would be requirement of publications? Dekhiye, the requirement of publications will be 1 for stage 3 period. See, this is stage 3 period. This, and 1 for this will not be required, right? Because before this before date is being there, this is over. You don't need this. You need this 1 and you need this 1. So 1 for stage 3 period and 1 for associate period. So 2 publications would be required, but there is a discount in this UGC regulations 2010 CAS 2010 that if anybody has done PhD, then exemption of 2 publications would be there. So 2 requirement, 2 exemption, 0 would be the requirement. It means anybody. It means what I can conclude from it, that anybody who has entered to stage 1 before date of notification and he is PhD, then he would not require any publication even in CAS 2010. Second point, if somebody is MPhil, then requirement of publications will be 1 for stage 3 period and 1 for associate period, and 1 discount would be there for MPhil, 1 exemption that is being there. So he would require only one publication. So if you have entered, if you have got first promotion before 30th June 2010, it's a good news for you. And if you have done MPhil, then you would not require two publication. You would require only one publication for getting promotion to associate professor. And if you are without PhD or MPhil, then two, and you have entered before 30th June 2010 to stage 2, then you will require two publications, right? But if accordingly, if you enter the stage 2 after 30th June, then with PhD, one publication would be required because it requires the entire 3 after that period. So discount will be given of 2. So you will get, you need to have still 1. With MPhil, it will be 2. And without PhD MPhil, it will be 3. This is as simple as that. Now, University of Delhi has mentioned in their SOPs that those who are seeking promotions under CAS 2010, they have to get the review of the publications. These publications, 3, 2, or 1, you have to get it reviewed by the experts. In addition to other requirements, 3 publications of the candidates are assessed, evaluated by 3 external experts. One thing I would like to mention here, that plagiarism issue. Many screening committees, IQACs, they are saying that for past publications also you have to, and this reviewing by experts includes the plagiarism also. Fine, you can do that, but you need to see that 23rd July 2018, on 23rd July 2018, the notification was there of this academic integrity and plagiarism by UGC. So plagiarism guidelines came in 23rd July 2018. So, and the regulation mentions that these regulations shall come into force with effect from the notification. So it means that those plagiarism clause comes into force with effect from the notification of that date. So how can you assess the past publications on the basis of those standards which have been notified on 23rd July 2018? It cannot be done, it should not be done. Because suppose in 2002 or 2003, some publications were made, you made some publications and you are not knowing whether it is 10% requirement, 11% requirement. And later on, people were citing your paper. And now your paper in 2020 is run on Turnitin or Urkund or something like that. Now that paper will take the sources from those, sources. We will take those sources which have been created by using your paper, because your paper was published in 2002. Now in 2020, 18 years have been there, and your paper has been popular, and you just run it. Even even if you run very वर्ल्ड बैंक्स पेपर, यू विल फाइंड दैट आईएमएफ का पेपर आप रन करके देख लीजिए जो 2002 का वर्किंग पेपर था या कुछ भी था, यू विल फाइंड लॉट ऑफ प्लेजरिज्म इवन दैट वर्किंग पेपर, although it was the original piece of work. So it cannot be seen technically. So it's simply that suppose I am on one door, it is today I write on my in my compound that no entry, right? On some land I wrote that no entry, trespassers will be prosecuted. Earlier I didn't mention anything, so people were parking their car and all that. So how can I say that you were wrong in the past? I cannot, because I notify that now onwards I will prosecute you. So I cannot be prosecuted for my actions which have been done in the past. No law punishes retrospectively. So even these publications cannot be retrospectively given effect, or these publications cannot be reviewed on the basis of the plagiarism norms which have been created or which have been notified now. So here the external experts have to review the publication. This has to be in the terms of the content, and it has to be external review. External experts can do it. It does not mention these external experts have to be whom. Obviously, the external experts have to be experts, and it doesn't mention that they have to be from the same university. They can from the other university, right? So you can just get the external experts from review from them, right? It can be, it nowhere mentions that you have to be only the professors. Even the associate professors can be, the reviewers as an external expert. Now we come to fourth promotion from associate professor to professor. You see that for fourth promotion from associate professor to professor, moving from academic level 13A to 14, CAS 2018 has specifically, given this criteria that 3 years you have to be there in the academic level 13A. Means as an associate professor, you have to be 3 years. You have to spend your service as an associate professor 3 years. And there have to be 10 research publications in peer-reviewed or UGC listed journals, of which 3 should be published during the assessment period. So an entire service, you need to have 10 research publications, right, in peer-reviewed or UGC listed journals. Now, these research publications specifically mentions in the peer-reviewed or UGC listed journals. It means it cannot be book publications now. These 10 research publications cannot be books now. They have to be research papers. They can be either in peer-reviewed or UGC listed, right? And out of them, out of 10, 3 should be in the assessment period of that 3 years. Now, apart from that, you need minimum of 110 research score. 110 research score as per Appendix 2. That has been mentioned in CAS in the UGC regulations 2018, the table that has been given. So you need 110 research score. And apart from that, you need to attach the APARs also. And for them, you have to at least 2 out of 3 APARs, it should be good or satisfactory. Again, there is a selection committee, right? For this, so selection committee is for associate professor and professor. For first 2 promotions, there is only screening committee. Now, many people are, many people ask that whether they can get promotion to associate professor, from associate professor to professor under CAS 2010 or not. See, CAS 2010 gives you an option. It considers the provision of getting promoted to professor, but there is a problem. In universities, you can, but in colleges, you can be given only if there was a sanctioned post of associate professors. Okay, in colleges in Delhi University, we don't make any recruitment directly to the post of associate professor. Sanctioned post ka matlab hota hai when you hire, when a particular position is there, and if people are getting promoted to that, if suppose associate professor is there, then if anybody is promoted to joins as an associate professor, he becomes professor, and when he retires, that post again comes back to the associate professor. So that cadre will be filled by the direct recruitment of associate professor. But in colleges, you see, we don't recruit associate professors because the clause under CAS 2010 mentions that it should be 10% of the sanctioned strength of the associate professor. So associate professor, we don't hire associate professor, we hire assistant professors who are promoted to associate professors. So we hire people from assistant professor, they go to associate professor, they become professor. If they retire from the college, then the post will again come back to the original cadre, that is assistant professor. It will not come back to it will not be associate professor. So that's why practically option of, there may be some people, some experts may be saying that no, professorship is there in CAS 2010. It is there on paper only. Practically, it cannot be given to colleges. Only in those colleges it can be there where the sanctioned post is there of associate professor, where you directly recruit associate professors. So if that is the case, then 3 years PhD is there, and then minimum of 5 publications since the period that the teacher is placed in stage 3. Means since the 5 publications are required the moment from the date you have entered the selection grade. Now, the promotion criteria here is that you get 60, but again it is not here we are not referring to that, because in colleges there is no such relaxation given in Delhi University, especially I am talking about. So practically no professorship under CAS 2010 in colleges where no sanctioned post of associate professors are there. Especially in Delhi University, there is no associate professor, so it will not be in Delhi University. So therefore, it means that if you want to go for professorship, it has to be, you have to go under CAS 2018. The only problem it is that if you go under CAS 2018, the date of eligibility cannot be prior to 18 July 2018. 18 July 2018 से prior नहीं हो सकती. You cannot go prior to that. So it means that you have to start your assessment period from 18 July 2000. Even if it is ending on 18 July, so at most you can be 18 July 2015 to 17 July 2018, and 18 July you can become eligible. So not prior to that. So 18 July 2015, prior to 2015, you cannot go for you cannot start your assessment period. You have to start from the 15 on. So you can see that clause 6.5.1 and this is what you see, that note in case of colleges, note in case of associate professor in colleges, promotion to the post of professor under CAS 2000, under CAS shall be further subject to clause 6.5.1 and 6.5.2 regulations. Now, what the clause says, 6.5.1 and 6.5.2, it says for undergraduate colleges, it is 10% of the number of posts of associate professor in undergraduate college shall be that of professors. So you cannot say that this post of associate professor, number of post of associate professor. So you don't have number of post of associate professor. Only people, those who get, they fulfill certain conditions, the assistant professors become associate professor. So there is no some fixed post for associate professors because they are not sanctioned. So this clause is being there. So undergraduate colleges, if any colleges have this, fulfill this condition, then they shall be able to, promote teachers to professorship. देखिए ये बात इसलिए professorship दी हुई है कि if somebody gets recruited at the associate professor level, then obviously he has to go for the promotion for a professorship, right? So otherwise, in the other college, in the colleges, if you enter at assistant professor, you are getting some promotions. So they say that since the number of posts of associate professors are there sanctioned, then you are eligible for professorship, because some promotion has to be given to the person who will enter that stage. Then there shall be no more than one post of the professor in each department. 1/4, 25% of the posts of professor in undergraduate college shall be directly recruited or filled by deputation by eligible teachers, and remaining 3/4 of the professors shall be filled by career advancement scheme. So it becomes so cumbersome to fulfill all the three conditions. Pehla, the associate professors have to be sanctioned posts. There must be some associate professors directly recruited, right? Then so जितने भी directly recruit हुए हैं, you cannot have more than 10% of that. Second, not more, there shall be no more than one post of the professor in each department, right? So there cannot be two professors in the same department. And then 1/4 of the posts of professor in undergraduate colleges, pura entire colleges, shall be directly recruited. Suppose there are, so it means that suppose 40 associate professor sanctions, or suppose 10 are there. So you can get only 10%, one person can be there. If 10 associate professors are there in the college directly recruited, then only one person can become the professor among all of them, because 10% capping is being there. And then this comes the direct recruitment, and 25% have to be directly recruited, and 75% has to be, so in no college you directly recruit the professors. So that's why the CAS 2010 practically ends the possibility of people getting promoted to professorship. So similar clause was there for postgraduate college as mentioned in 6.5.1. Now we are talking about APAR. Now how the APAR is being fulfilled. The APAR is being the criteria that is being mentioned under two categories. Although for associate professor, there is a third activity or third category also, that is research and academic contribution. If you see the forms, it contains basically two sections, B1 and B2. That is, B1 is teaching and B2 is involvement in the university related or college student related activities, research activities. So teaching activity, it says that the grading criteria is that if you have 80%, if you have taken 80% and above classes, you get the grading of good. If your classes. Now, this percentage is number of classes taken. Now, it excludes that period. I will come to that also. It excludes that period which you are on leave. Suppose you have taken childcare leave, maternity leave, study leave. So that period is excluded for computing the percentage. Suppose in 1 year, 4 months you were on leave. So out of 8 months, how many classes were allotted and how many classes you have taken? So it says that if you have taken more than 80% classes, अगर आप 12 महीने में से after 12 months you were 11 months on leave, 1 month you were allotted 20 classes and you have taken 16 classes, so you fulfill that criteria 80% above, so you can get good grading for the entire year in teaching. Then involvement in university college related activities. So there are 7 categories under this heading of activities. First is administrative responsibilities such as head, chairperson, dean, director, coordinator, warden, etc. So it means that all those official administrative committees, conveners of administrative committees also shall be there. Administrative responsibilities, PIO, bursar, etc. लिखा हुआ है ना, PIO है, bursar है, proctor है, warden है, committees के convener है. So you can all those staff council committees, not course committees which have been departmental committees. No, departmental committees will come under C category. So examination and evaluation duties assigned by the college. So that will also be one activity. Always remember, invigilation will be a separate activity. Paper setting will be a different activity. Evaluation will be a different activity. So these are 3 different activities. So these activities can be across. See, it says note. Number of activities can be within or across the broad categories of activities. So if in a particular year, you have done 3 activities, paper setting, invigilation and evaluation, they will be considered as 3 activities in that year. But it cannot be like कि एक मैंने पेपर सेट किया, दूसरा पेपर मैंने सेट किया, I have set 2 papers, so it will become 2 activities. No, paper setting will be considered as 1 activity. Even if you have set 3 papers, 4 papers, like you have done invigilation duties, 10 invigilation duties, 15 invigilation duties, that will be counted as 1 activity. Then third, student-related co-curricular, extension and field-based activities such as student clubs, career counseling, study visit, whatever student-related activities have been there. Now, basically, largely the departmental committees which have been created, societies which have been created, and the conveners are being there, they can write their contribution here because they are student-related activities. So NCC, NSS, or any other community service, you can mention here that an activity. Then organizing seminars, conferences, workshop, other college or university activity. It is now here no part. Earlier in CAS 2010, you were given API, points for participation in seminars and all that on the basis of number of hours spent. Here it is not. Here only it will be considered as an activity if you have organized a seminar or you were in the organizing committee, organizing secretary, you were there, or whatever, conference or workshop, you have done that. So it will be part of that activity, right? It will be considered as an activity, not participation in these seminars will be the activity. Then evidence of actively involved in guiding PhD students. So guiding the PhD student is also considered as an activity, right? And this activity can be every year because the PhD student need not to be, that guiding doesn't stop in 1 year, it continues. So you have, suppose, a PhD student for 4 years, you are guiding. So every 4 years you can count as an activity. Conducting minor or major research projects sponsored by national or international agencies. So same thing there, that you are conducting a research project, a minor or major. So conducting it, not, right? So that will also be considered as an activity. Every year it can consider as an activity. Then last statement is little confusing and many people say, do we need to have one publication at least? So it says at least one single or joint publication in peer reviewed or UGC list of journals. So it means that even if you have 2 publications, 3 publications, they will be considered as one activity. At least one publication will make, that as in one activity. It doesn't mean that at least one publication has to be there in these activities. You can have, now these are 7 activities you can see. And under these 7 activities, there can be many activities. So you can have many activities as such, and you see the grading criteria. Involved in at least 3 activities, you will get good grading. So suppose you don't have the at least this one, you have no publication, so leave this. So you have administrative responsibility, examination duty, sabhi ne ki hai, everyone does that, or you have organized any seminar, or examination, you have done examination and evaluation in the same year. So 2 activities here and 1 administrative responsibility activity. So 3 activities you have done, you will get good grading in this B section, right? So here 80% and above will get you good. Here participation in at least 3 activities will get you good. See, after 3, the problem is here after 3, even if you write 30 activities in a particular year, it will be considered as good only. So if you have participated in 1 or 2 activities, you will get satisfactory in this section. Everybody does examination duties. So 1 activity will be there. I have taken my promotion on the basis of, for my ad hoc period counting. In the ad hoc, in that set, it was difficult to get the APAR, or it was difficult to get the, the certificates of activities. But examination everybody does. So invigilation. So I have taken only 1 activity. I have shown only 1 activity and satisfactory, and on the basis of that, I have taken my first promotion. So there's no problem in that, right? The only problem is somebody who has not involved, undertaken any of the activities. It is very rare also that somebody has not taken any activity, not done even invigilation also. So that could be a little problematic. Otherwise, everyone is involved in some activity or some committee or something like that. So you need not to worry about it. Now you see these are the 2 sections, and 2 activities have been there. 1 activity, teaching, related to teaching, 80% and above gives you good. Below 80 to 70% it gives satisfactory. Less than 70% it gives you not satisfactory. And here in participation in activities, it says 3 activities. As I told you that every year the grading has to be done, and these activities can be across or within the broad categories. So you can take 3 activities under, suppose 3 activities under this administrative responsibility only. Somebody is the PIO, somebody is the convener of the committee, and somebody is also the bursar. So his 3 activities have been there in this. He doesn't need any activity from B to G, and he still will get good grading, right? Somebody has not done anything. He has done paper setting, he has done evaluation, he has done examination duty. 3 activities under B, no requirement in any of them. He will still get good, right? So it is simplified. It is very much simplified. It is not complex as it was there in the API in CAS 2010. Like that, it was there. Now you have to see that this first teaching activity good, and then this activities, participation in activities, this is what good, satisfactory, not satisfactory. Here also good, satisfactory, not satisfactory. Now we will see the combination. The overall grading will come with the combination of these 2. The overall grading will come with the combination of this teaching criteria and second, the activities. So let's see if you have got good in this teaching, and if you have got satisfactory in this, what will happen? Or if you have got not satisfactory here or satisfactory here, what combination you will get? Remember, the promotion criteria says you must get good or satisfactory in overall grading. So how we will get overall grading good or satisfactory? Let's see. If you get good in teaching and satisfactory or good in activity at serial number 2, so you get good in teaching or good or satisfactory in this involvement in the activities, you will get overall grading good. When you will get satisfactory, if satisfactory in teaching, if you get satisfactory here in teaching, your teaching percentage was 70 to 80%, and good or satisfactory in serial number 2, activity at serial number 2. It means that if you get even in 1 activity, you have this is satisfactory and this is also satisfactory, then you get satisfactory. Or if this is satisfactory but you get good here, then also it is satisfactory, right? So the bottom line is, in order to get good grading, you must have good in teaching. Then only you can get overall grading good. Not satisfactory if neither good or satisfactory in overall grading. Now, the important point that comes, especially for women colleagues, for the purpose of assessing the grading of activity at serial number 1. Now, many are confused that we were on leave, as I told you, for 11 months, CCL tha, maternity leave tha, and study leave tha, EOL tha. So what about all those leaves? So for the purpose of grading activity at serial number 1, 2, all such periods of durations which have been spent by teacher on different kinds of paid leaves. These are all paid leaves: maternity leave, child care leave, study leave, medical leave, extraordinary leave, deputation shall be excluded from the grading assessment. The teacher shall be assessed for the remaining period of duration, and the same shall be extrapolated for the entire period of assessment to arrive at the grading of the teacher. So if you have been, on leave for some period, so we will remove that period from the grading assessment, and the remaining period for which you were on the service, that period will be assessed and will be taken for the entire period. This is what it says, extrapolation. So suppose in 3 years you were on 2 years you were on leave. So 1 year ka grading assessment, whatever 1 year grading assessment was there, it will be considered for the entire period for 3 years. It specifically says the teacher on such leaves or deputations as mentioned above shall not be put to any disadvantage or promotion under CAS due to her absence from his teaching responsibilities, subject to the condition that such leave deputation was undertaken with the prior approval of the competent authority, following all procedures laid down in these regulations and as per the Act, statutes and ordinances of the parent institution. So if the sanction leave is being there, सारी sanctions ही होती है, sanctioned by the competent authority, you will not be put to any disadvantage. One thing I would like to tell you, that suppose the teacher is on leave and his promotion is being there, the clause is there that he must be on active service and all that, so he remains on active service. The only thing is that he is eligible for pro forma promotion. Pro forma promotion means that if somebody is on deputation also and his promotion is due, he can take the promotion. The screening committee can do the promotion, pro forma promotion, and but it will become operational. The orders would be issued only when he joins back. So his promotion would not be delayed. He will get the promotion from that date, but the promotion order would issue when he will join back. So even on the study leave also, this confusion has been cleared, that if somebody is on the study leave, he can get the promotion, the minutes can be prepared, and the order would be promotion order would be issued when he joins back. Right? The purpose is that many cases what happens that the teachers on deputation, they do not come back. So you cannot give the promotion because from the date of promotion, the benefits also will start, increase salary and all that. So the idea is that, they say that you will give all the benefits. The moment you join back, you will get all the benefits. So promotion shall not be stopped of anyone. They should be given the promotion, but only in those case of teachers, those who are on leave, right? They should get, a pro forma promotion, and their order, the order shall be issued only when they joins back. In all these leaves, you need not to mention about earned leave and all that, right? Because you are only encashment is given for that, and they are being reduced. You are entitled for those leaves. Okay. Now there is this extrapolation clause is being there. Suppose those who are opting for CAS 2010, and just say I told you that for in CAS 2018 grading was good for 1 year. A teacher was on leave for 3 years, for 2 years, and 1 year he was in the service. Study leave pe the. Most of the cases it happens because before you become eligible for PhD, for associate, you have gone for PhD study leave and all that. So suppose 2 years you were on study leave or maternity leave or child care leave, and suppose 1 year you were on the roles, or 1 year you were in the in the service. Then we have done the grading assessment. We have extrapolated the that activities for the entire period. So whatever activity grading was there for the one period, like good grading was there for one period, 1 year, we have spread it over the other 2 years on which in which you were on leave, and we have taken the good grading for the entire period of assessment. That was in CAS 2018. But what about those who were opting for CAS 2010 and they were also on leave. In that case, UGC has come for the letter in 5th September 2018, clarification regarding methodology for calculating API score during leave period of teachers. So you see the second para. Accordingly, for the ये इन्होंने जो whatever the in 2018 what was there, they have exactly copied for 2018 as well, 10 as well. It says accordingly for the purpose of calculating API score for all such periods of duration which have been spent by a teacher on different kinds of paid leave such as maternity, child care, study leave, extraordinary leave, and deputation shall be excluded from the grading assessment. The teacher shall be assessed for the remaining period of duration of the assessment, and the same shall be extrapolated for the entire period of assessment to arrive at the grading of the teacher. Now, same para has been applied to that. Now, it means what? Suppose you were 36 months, 3 years is 36 months. And API computation is done on the basis of hours and all that. So, suppose you were 24 months you were on leave. I am taking the same example. 2 years you were on leave. So, 1 year you were in college, right? So, your API score for 1 year will be coming. 2 years it will not be coming for activities and all that because you were on leave. So now it says it shall also be extrapolated. Now suppose for 1 year, your API score is coming out to be say 24, right? It is coming out to be 24 points. 24 points API is there. Now 36 months were for the 3 years. 24 months you were on leave. So it means 12 months you are in service. For 12 months you have earned 24 points. So extrapolation will be done by 24 divided by 12 multiplied by 36. So it means 24 points will become 72 points. Extrapolation इसी को बोलते हैं. See, for 1 year, for 12 months, you have 24 points, API points. I am giving you an example only. So you 24 shall be divided by 12 multiplied by 36. That is for entire 3 years, 36 months. So you get 72 points. So 72 points shall be considered for that 3 years on that part. So this is how the extrapolation goes on in case of CAS 2010 as well. Now, how the assessment process under CAS 2010-18 is being done? There is a 3-step process which is being recommended for carrying out the assessment for promotion under CAS 2010. First, the college/university teachers shall submit to the college university an annual self-appraisal in the prescribed pro forma to be designed based on annexure 6, 7, and 18. It means that every college, every university shall design its own PBAS and APAR on the basis of the criteria that has been mentioned. The report shall be submitted at the end of every academic year. Always remember that those who have taken the promotion, you need to get your APARs every year now onwards. It is not only that when your promotion is due, you collect your APARs from the back. Every year you have to now create your APAR and you have to submit it. Then in that case, you will not be requiring every year. So, the teacher will provide documentary evidence for the claims made in the self-appraisal report. This is talking about APAR, which is to be verified by HOD or teacher in charge, etc. And the submission should be through the head of the department or teacher in charge. So you get its signature of the teacher in charge and you submit it to the college, the APAR, every year. Second, after completion of the required years of experience for promotion under CAS and fulfillment of, suppose somebody's now I have got the suppose second promotion and my associate is due in 2024. So I will collect my APARs every year. I will fill my APAR and will get it signed and submitted 21, 22, 23. And when the 24, my promotion will be due, I will only fill PBAS. I will not fill APAR in that case because I have already filled. So I will submit my application. I can submit my application 3 months in advance from the due date of my promotion. Suppose my promotion is due in July 2021, then 3 months prior, I can, in June, in May, I can apply, right? From the promotion date, 3 months earlier, prior to that, I can apply for the promotion. And the step 3 is that CAS promotion shall be granted as mentioned in the subsequent clauses of this ordinance. Now, this is what you see, the problem which was there. This I have taken from the table which has been adopted by Executive Council in the university. This is for those which has been relaxation was given an API under CAS 2010 in UGC regulations 2018. This is the relaxation which has been given. See, minimum total API score under category 2 and 3, it mentions 20 per assessment period. Right? Minimum total API score under category 2 and 3, 20 assessment period. First promotion ke liye, and the second it is 50 assessment period, third is 45. But they are not accepting this. As of now, they are not accepting it. They are saying that the combined score we are taking off fourth amendment to UGC regulations 2010, which came with effect from 11th July 2016. That is 90 for the first. Instead of 20, it is 90. Instead of 50, it is 120. And for associate, it is 150 instead of 45. So they are taking this till the time UGC clarification comes. Now, you can see the computation of API scores. There is no relaxation as such in computation of API scores. Computation of API score in CAS 2010 for promotions due before 11 July 2016, they are like, they are given in that sense. They have to compute it as per the provisions which have been mentioned in the form. Now, always remember that CAS 2010, the UGC regulations 2010 came on 30th June 2010. And then we talk about the second amendment. And we talk about second amendment that came on 13th June 2013, which introduced capping, right, in category 3. Then we talk about fourth amendment that came into force with effect from 11 July 2016. So why we say second amendment, fourth amendment, where the third amendment has gone? Second amendment and fourth, actually UGC regulations 2010, as I told you, that they are the comprehensive regulations. They not only contain career advancement scheme provisions, they contain so many provisions. So these amendments were only related to promotion. The second amendment was made in the UGC regulations regarding promotion. This was the second amendment, which was done. And the fourth amendment was again done on 11 July 2016. So you can see that prior to that, this is how the table 2 category computations were there. So unit of assessment was like this, and it was outstanding. Then 10 points were to be given, very good 7, average 3, good 5, and all that. So these were the ways how you used to give the points in category 2. Only this was prior to for promotions, those who were those who were eligible for promotions under CAS 2010 prior to 11 July 2010. This was for them. 11 July 2016 से पहले वाले जितने भी हैं ये उनके लिए it is for them. Now this is for category 3, research and academic contributions. You can see that earlier it didn't mention, because this came on 13th June 2013. This I am talking about, this table I am showing from second amendment to UGC regulations that came with effect from 13th June 2013, and it mentions 3A and 3B. As I told you that research papers and research publications, you see 3A, 3B. So it talks about 15 points per publication would be given if the research papers are in the recognized and reputable journals and periodicals having ISBN and ISSN number. Many queries come that I have published a chapter in the lesson plan, or in the lesson of say School of Open Learning or something. Is that publication having ISBN number or ISSN number? If not, then sorry, it would not be considered as a publication for the CAS 2010. Because it specifically mentions. But the good thing is that conference proceedings for promotions which are due from 13th June 2013 till 11 July 2016, you can consider conference proceedings also as a part of publications. So you can get 10 points also, and it can also be considered as a part of publication to get reviewed in that eligibility that I mentioned. So this is how the you can see this, that research, publication, text, books, or by international national publishers, you can get 40 as a sole author, 40 points as a sole author, and 30 as a co-author, But if you see that in after 2017, after 11 July 2016, that this was when the fourth amendment to UGC regulation came, and it basically converted all the API scores on the number of hours spent, and the maximum score is 50. There in the prior to 11 July 2016, for first category under category 2, for first category under category 2, that is student related co-curricular activities, the maximum score was 20 per year. Here it is 15 score. This is per year, 15 score per year. So number of hours spent. So you have to see that suppose you went on a you for a study visit, or you spent 72 hours, then divided by 10, 7.2 would be the score for one activity. Suppose then another activity you did 200 hours divided by 10, 20 plus 17 or 7.5, 27.5 hours, 27.5 score is coming, but it is restricted to 15. So you will write 15. You cannot write more than that in 1 year in this category, category 2A. Then B, like 15. So like 15, there are 3 subcategories under this category 2. So this gives you maximum 45 points in 1 year. So in 3 years it becomes 135. So this is the only problem, that practically you are saying that there is no individual requirement of category 2 and category 3 scores, but overall you are saying we require 150. The moment you require 150, the individual the computation gives you only 135 in the 3 years for associate professor. As a result, 15 has to be taken from category 3. So practically it makes some score to be taken from category 3. I have also filed an RTI regarding this in the UGC, where I am seeking the copy of all the communication which has been done by the university to the UGC regarding the seeking clarification of 45 points and all that. I have sought that which points are applicable. They have given the vague reply. That appeal shall also be filed, and soon I think that there may be some clarity regarding that. So this is what, right? It says that the important note is category 2 score shall be calculated and adjusted taking into consideration any leave availed which qualifies for service benefit. So it will be adjusted, as I mentioned, that it has to be extrapolated and it will be increased. So suppose, as I told you, that it is for 36 months, was the 3 years, and 24 months you were on leave. So it will be extrapolated and adjustment would be done and it will be increased. Now this is category 3 research and academic contribution. Now this is important. Why? Because for promotions due after 11 July 2016, this 4th amendment to UGC came, and now you have introduced UGC listed journals, refereed journals as notified by UGC. They have introduced this, and if the paper has been published in that, 25 per publication would be given. Earlier it was 15, now it has been increased to 15. And in any other reputed journal, but it is not in the UGC list, 10 points will be given. 10 points will be given to that. In case of book, 30 points would be given for a single author, right? If you have edited 15 per edited translated book. If you're editor of a book, then 15 points will be given, right? And then if you have written any subject book, then 20 points would be there for that book, and 10 for edited or translated book. So it depends on what kind of publisher. If you're a national publisher or local publisher, the score shall be reduced to 15 and 5. And chapter in books, then 10 points. For international, national, 5. Then category 3C research projects are there, and 2 these consultancy projects are also there. So these are the points for research projects that you are taking, major and minor. So for major projects, you can 20 per project you can get for principal investigator, and 10 points for co-principal investigator. PI means principal investigator. So if the major project is there with grant above 5 lakh but up to 30 lakhs, right? So there 15 per project will be there. and 8 for co-principal investigator. Minor projects which are 1 to 5 lakh, they are minor projects, and you can see that for them the 10 per project for principal and 10 per points will be given for per project for principal investigator and 5 for co-principal investigator. Then consultancy projects. In consultancy project, if 10 lakhs is being there, then 10 points is there for every 10 lakhs, right? Then project outcome inputs. Yeah, major policy document prepared for some people have, this is very rarely done. You have done because document you have prepared for WHO, UNO, UNESCO, then 30 for each international and 20 for each national output for or patent that you have done. Now the important thing that you need to understand is that no requirement of refresher orientation for promotions due under CAS up to 31st December 2018. Now it means what? It does not mean that it is not mandatory to have refresher orientation courses within the assessment period. It does not imply exemption. It only means that you have to complete it by 17th July 2020. So for all, your promotion cannot be stopped because you have not completed the refresher or desired orientation course. So you have to complete that refresher or orientation course up to 31st December 2000, up to 17th July 2021. So for all the promotions which are due up to 31st December 2018, the refresher and orientation requirement was not mandatory in the assessment period. So your date of eligibility cannot be shifted if you have not done the refresher or orientation course within the assessment period if your promotion is due before 31st December 2018. So in SOPs also in University of Delhi, SOPs have also mentioned mentioned clearly that you have to complete them. You can give the undertaking. Suppose the screening committee is being there, the selection committee is there. You can give the undertaking that I will finish it. I will complete it by 17 July 2020. So it does not imply exemption. It is only extension. So this is what I have already mentioned. Now, counting of past ad hoc or temporary service under CAS 2010. Most of the promotions were stuck under CAS 2010 only because of the counting of past service. That was ad hoc, especially in University of Delhi. Now, the problem was that CAS, as per clause 10(1)(f) of UGC regulations 2010, previous regular service, whether national or international, it says should be counted for direct recruitment and promotion, provided some conditions are there. And from among those conditions, the F condition was there. The previous appointment was not as guest lecturer for any duration, or an ad hoc, or in leave vacancy of less than 1 year duration. It means that ad hoc service of more than 1 year duration can be counted. But the problem is that ad hoc service, that certificate or the term that is given for 4 months. So there was an audit objection. Although if you go by this, it can be positively interpreted as well, because it simply says that for any duration or an ad hoc or leave vacancy of less than 1 year duration, ad hoc or temporary service of more than 1 year duration can be counted, provided that the period of service was more than 1 year duration. So suppose there were 3 years of ad hoc service and 4 months, there is a notional break of 1 day. So that cannot be that ad hoc services of more than 4 years, more than 1 year. Second, the incumbent was appointed on the recommendation of duly constituted selection committee. Yes, it is being there. The incumbent was selected to the permanent post in continuation to the ad hoc or temporary service without any break. So it says that only last term, suppose today I am on ad hoc and I just join next day. I must join next day as a permanent. So there should be no break in that. It is not talking about the breaks that the ad hoc service as such it has in the entirety. But auditors, the clerical mindset sometimes takes the things in the literal sense, and they interpreted that ad hoc service has to be of 1 year in continuation. वो अपनी तरफ से interpretation किया. Ad hoc service has to be more than 1 year in continuation. So So since ad hoc service has the break of 1 year, one day notional break, it does not fulfill the category first condition of 10F1, that the period of service was more than 1 year duration. That's why I will not count it. So this resulted, although earlier they were doing it, but they were read by CAG auditors collectively, causing you can see 10F1 and 3. They were read by CAG auditors collectively, causing audit objection, and thus university stopped counting of ad hoc service under CAS 2010, stopping the processing of files. So this led to problems. But now in CAS 2018, it simply says they have removed it, and it says as per clause 10F of the UGC regulations 2018, previous regular service, whether national or international, should be counted for direct recruitment and promotions, provided it says the previous ad hoc or temporary or contractual service by whatever name shall be counted for direct recruitment and promotion. They have not mentioned any 1 year clause, so it takes care of all the problems. And it simply says 3 conditions: that the essential qualifications of the post held were not lower than the qualification prescribed by UGC for assistant professor, associate professor, and professor, as the case may be. The incumbent was appointed on the recommendation of duly selected constituted selection committee, which is being there, and the incumbent was drawing total gross emoluments not less than the monthly gross salary of regularly appointed assistant professor. So it does not talk about the time period or the break. So it means that ad hoc period, even in breaks, can be counted under CAS 2018. So it means that anybody who is looking for counting of past service, ad hoc or temporary with breaks, he has the breaks in the service and he wants that ad hoc and temporary service to be counted, go for CAS 2018. You need not to go for CAS 2010. So this is what you can see. If the due date of eligibility falls between 31st December 2008 and 11 July 2016, the prevailing scheme for promotion was 2010, but he can exercise the option of 2018 with a relaxation. If the due date of eligibility falls between 11 July 2016 and 17 July, then a 4th amendment is there, right? And you can exercise the option of 2018. Now, this is the summary, which I said. If you choose for CAS 2000, when you should go for CAS 2010 and when you should go for CAS 2018. When you should go for CAS 2010, there is no ad hoc service to be counted. You don't, there is no ad hoc service that you need to count. And if you have requisite relaxed API points under category 2 and 3 taken together, no PhD, you have no PhD, but eligible for associate professor, but you must have 3 publications in the last 12 years of service as or pro rata basis that have been mentioned, and you have a difficulty in procuring a PAR. So in that case, you can go for CAS 2010. When you should go for CAS 2018, you have ad hoc service to be counted even with breaks. So breaks are there, but you want the ad hoc service to be counted. You do not have desired API scores even in category 2 and 3 combinedly. And you are eligible for promotion to the level of associate professor and having a PhD, but doesn't have any research paper in the last 12 years. So papers you don't have, you have PhD, and you have no problem in procuring a PAR, you just go for CAS 2008. So this is how you can balance and you can decide which option you will go for. So thank you. This was the regarding career advancement scheme for 2010 and 18 UGC regulation.
Thank you so much, sir. It was quite a comprehensive lecture detailing all the nitty-gritties of CAS, both 2010 and 2018. So we do have a couple of technical questions regarding this. May I take that? Okay. So, the earlier questions are related to a conference attending and a paper published. So, though you have answered this, I just to repeat, Anjana Sharma asked, how many paper presentations do we have to do in conference for first promotion per year?
Under which scheme? 18 or 10?
So she hasn't mentioned that.
Okay. I think she might be mentioning about 2010.
Yes.
There is no such requirement of paper presentation as such. Only requirement is of paper publications. So paper presentation, it doesn't matter because you will only get the points for paper presentation under category 3E.
Okay. And then Debrata Sutradhar asked that can we do FIP, faculty induction programs and refresher courses in the same year? I am not very sure if it,
Yeah, definitely you can do it.
relates to, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So Prabodh Anand asked that DOSOP says that we need a 150 API score within the assessment period. He wants you to emphasize what does this mean, 150 API score within assessment period.
Prabhuji, you see that you can see they relaxed the UGC regulation 2018 when they relaxed it, the requirement of API score of 2010. They mentioned that in the first promotion, 20 assessment, and the points were required in the assessment period. For second promotion, it was 50, and the third was 45. But as I told you that there was a confusion in the table which was given in UGC regulations. So university adopted in the EC EC Executive Council, university adopted by correcting that, and they said that this is the combined score which is required under category 2 and 3. But they said that we have sought clarification from the UGC that whether it is category 2 and 3 combinedly only, because the text says something else, but the table that you have mentioned, you can go through the original UGC. I can show you if you wish to. I can show you that how this problem which I am referring to is of that. Just wait a second.
Yes.
See. This is the problem. What you can see that research and academic in the table, what they have done. This is the minimum API requirement for promotion of teachers under CAS in colleges. Research and academic contribution category 3, and यहाँ पे लिख दिया उन्होंने 20 assessment period, 50 assessment period, 45 assessment period. And when they adopted in and here it says, and you see that scoring in category 2 and 3 for faculty and other cadre positions shall be as provided for the UGC regulation for 2010. But it says there shall be no minimum API requirement in category 2 and 3 individually. And it says only combined score shall be taken. ये देखो यहाँ पे बोलता है combined minimum API score requirement of category through taken together as mentioned below. Here it is saying combined minimum API score requirement for category 2 and 3 mentioned taken together as mentioned below. But here it simply says academic and research contribution. So it is not mentioning category 2 and 3. So it created a confusion. So though university says there is a difference between the text what you are saying and the table, they say that till the time this clarification comes for 45 assessment period, we will continue with the 150 points that is being mentioned in the previous fourth amendment to UGC. So till the time the clarification comes, the 150 points, they will process the applications for promotion for associate professor for 150 points. Although once the clarification comes, the 45 points will be applicable. I told you that I have filed an RTA application regarding this, which I received the reply on 1st of February, which was which was a vague reply. So I have filed the appeal for that. So maybe in the next 20-25 days, the reply may come, hopefully.
So for the next question, someone is asking that if we join for permanent job in college in the year 2020, so whether the faculty have a choice to go for 2010 CAS or 2018?
Yes,
or
definitely. Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Before 17 July 2021, because he would have the past service. He might have the past service. So before 17 July 2021, he had joined in 2020. So he can opt for CAS 2010 also and 18 also.
Okay. Then Mr. Ravindra is asking that how will be pay fixation in case of CAS date is between 2nd January and 30th June, and the next increment date is July 1st. Again, he doesn't mention which year.
It doesn't matter. I will tell you that basically it is regarding the option which the pay fixation is being the most of the teachers are getting. If your promotion, if the date of eligibility of your promotion is falling after 1st July of the year, if it is falling 1st July, after date of eligibility is falling after 1st July, so it is better you go for the increment with effect from the date of eligibility. But if your promotion, the date of eligibility falls before 1st July, if your date of eligibility falls for before 1st July, so you go for date of increment, because in 2 increments the maximum period has to be, minimum period has to be 6 months. So if your date of eligibility falls before 1st July, you go for date of increment fixation. If your date of eligibility falls after 1st July, then you go for date of eligibility.
Okay. Then Mr. Vijay Santu is asking that if he can get the benefit of unaided college service for CAS, he has a full-time service of 4 years.
Yes, the 3 conditions have. It doesn't matter whether the private or public or government college is there. Those 3 conditions have to be fulfilled. They must not get any, the salary, the gross emolument should not be less than what he was getting as compared to regularly appointed teacher. And it doesn't matter whatever the nomenclature is. CAS 2018 specific, clearly says that. So it doesn't matter whether he was working in the aided college or not.
And similarly, if that if a teacher has spent their time in election duty, will they be exempted from calculation? Will those days of duty will be exempted from calculation of classes taken?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. And the last question for today's session is Gopika Bhandari. She is requesting you to briefly explain, if you can, the capping in category 2nd and 3rd for CAS 2010 for promotion to associate professor grade after June 2016.
After 11 July 2016, she is asking.
Yes.
So capping, see, the academic category 2 contains 3 subsections. And in 3 subsections, the maximum API score is 15 in all the 3 per year. Now it means that, and it is based on number of hours. So suppose student related activities, you have spent 200 hours in a year. So divide by 10, it comes 20, but it is restricted to 15. So 15 points you can get at max in the category A of category 2. So 15 per year. Same thing goes with the category B of under subcategory B under category 2. And then the subcategory C also says 15 maximum API under category 2. So like this, 45 points you can claim in 1 year under category 2. So 45 points in 1 year, it means for associate professor, 3 years is the assessment period. So it becomes 135 points. So that was, I was saying, at least 15 points you have to take from category 3. This is the only problem which the university's interpretation is creating.
Okay. So I think we are done. Just last minute question, Dr. A. Selian, she is very much...
no problem. If the people are asking some more questions, they can, there is no problem.
Dr. Selian wants to know that the journals which were there in CARE list in 2019, in the year 2019 and not in the year 2020, but she has, they have published in CARE journals in 2019. So will those journals or will those publications be applicable while applying for, career advance?
What you need to understand is that clearly it says, UGC regulation 2018 also says that UGC listed or peer reviewed. So, but a letter came in September 2019 that after 14th June 2019, the UGC list has been replaced by UGC CARE. And now onwards, prospectively, the papers published in UGC CARE list shall be considered prospectively for all academic purposes. Now, it does not mean that it specifically, rules out publications in peer-reviewed journals. There are many journals, those who are very good journals, but they are peer-reviewed. They are peer-reviewed. They are not in UGC list. UGC list is a criteria basically which says that online, DOI should be there, online publication has to be there, online availability of all the volumes has to be there, and there are separate, requirements for that. So it does not mean that if somebody has published, one thing is there, that at the time when you have published, that paper were in the UGC list. Now it is not. it doesn't matter. You will consider the UGC list only at the time of publication. Second thing, suppose now you are publishing in that paper and it is not in the UGC list. Earlier it was. Then it will come under, if it is peer reviewed, then it can come under peer reviewed category. But again, the letter, September 2019 letter, it says that the screening committees, the selection committees, the head of the institutions are advised, they're advised to, see the quality of the work that has been published. So it means that the discretion lies with the screening committees, selection committees to even consider peer reviewed papers, right? Papers published in peer reviewed journals. So it is not like that only papers in UGC listed or UGC care would be considered. If it is UGC care, you get the, it is like that when you get a train reservation, berth, confirmed hai. So it is like that. This is RAC. Peer reviewed is like an RAC that it may be considered, it may get confirmed, it may not get confirmed. So it is not like that you will, completely it will be ruled out that if you have published any paper in the peer reviewed. So it is totally at the discretion of the selection committees.
Okay, so that is it for the questions for today, sir. It was a very enriching session and quite informative for me as well. So thank you so much on behalf of the organizing committee, Teaching Learning Center, Ramanujan College. I thank you. I extend my heartfelt gratitude for very graciously accepting our offer, our request to be the keynote speaker for this webinar. Thank you so much for being with us and sharing your time and information.
One more thing, Shipra, if anyone has any problem, any further clarification, because I feel that many teachers might have not been able to put their questions here. If you say, I can tell them my email ID, they can post their queries, and you can note down my number also, phone number, you can WhatsApp. Whenever the availability would be there, I will get back to you. So my number is 9811379891 and email ID arunatri, ARUNATTREE@gmail.com. Thank you.
Okay, and we'll post it since you are very willing to share it. So we'll just mail the participants who are willing to contact you.
Yes, they can do that.
Okay, thank you so much, Satya. Again, thank you so much. Thank you.